Hey guys, Gamer Penny here. So I've decided I'm gonna start making more Dead by Daylight videos um, on this channel. So today we're doing a tier list, as you can see, and I want to get some things out of the way. Um, if you disagree with me, first off, let me know why you disagree with me. I mean, I'm pretty sure I know everything. So, but for real, let's get into the tier list. So if we're doing it in this order of killers, I guess we have no choice but to start off with Michael Myers. It's a tough one. D. I don't think he's trash tier. I really don't think he's trash. Let's change that. I don't think he's garbage. With add-ons, he's B tier if you run your average add-ons. Because trust me, they make a huge difference. If you run stalking add-ons with tuft of hair, or if you bring Dead Rabbit, and Dead Rabbit and Monitor, then maybe C. But by himself, we're gonna be, you know what? Let's do this. Put him in C. I'm gonna rank them based off of what you see in most of your games, not what their killer is by themselves. So let's go with the Hag. I think she is A tier. I really do. I don't think she's quite S tier. Obviously, there's less countering. I feel like there's less countering to the Hag than Huntress. But if someone brings a flashlight, usually one person, I really don't feel like they flashlight your traps that much. But really, unless you're building like a web of traps, then I guess Hag's S tier. But this is your average Hag that you're going to go against, A tier. Next up, you have the Doctor. This one's a tough one. I think that Doctor's as good as Michael Myers, maybe better. Yeah, better than Michael, because if we're gonna be honest, his Static Blast, or not his Static Blast, his Shock Therapy being its own thing, or yeah, kind of being its own thing, as long as it's not the same as what it was, is instantly better, because it's its own thing now. You can shock without having to change into therapy mode. You can literally just do it, and you'll be able to switch back, or not switch back, but you'll have your weapon ready. It's hard to explain why he's better than Michael Myers. Now next up you have the Huntress. I think Huntress is A tier. If you have really good hatchet accuracy, perhaps S tier. But there are some rocks that they just keep running around your 110 movement speed, so there's that. That's a downside. If she was 115, I'd say she's S, but when you run out of hatchets, you have to abandon the chase, or because you're not getting that Survivor 110 speed. So that is A tier. If you bring the hatchet belt, though, maybe S tier, but I don't see many Huntresses bringing the Huntress, the hatchet belt thing. Next up, we have Mr. Barbecue and Chili Man, the Cannibal. He's B tier. That's pretty good. If you run against a team that knows how to loop you, you're going to be shredded. But sometimes you can still get through that. You can still get through people who are shredding, like are making you shred through pallets. Because if you shred through pallets and you have ruin up, and you pull people off generators, you're going to be able to take advantage of there being no pallets. And if there's no pallets next to incomplete generators, that's a huge boost. But what the counterplay? Just think, I'm pretty sure you all know the counterplay. Hug loops like really tight, and then you're gonna be able to get around before he can get you with his chainsaw. But if you're in the open, you're screwed. Even around a tree, decent Bubbas can knock you out of the park. So, yeah. Now, Freddy. Freddy used to be A tier to me. He used to be A tier. Well, he was garbage before his rework, and then he was A tier, but I'd say he's B tier. He can teleport to a what's it called? A generator? How did I forget the name? He can teleport to a generator. He can set down dream snares, but really he's just boring, and I think that's what takes most people out of the game. It causes me to be terrible with him. And even if you go against a decent Freddy, you know, what's he gonna do in a chase? Drop his dream snares? Okay. Step on the dream snare and then go to a pallet if you have a ton of distance. Okay? If you have no distance, then, you know, you're pretty screwed. But sometimes the survivor's gonna be able to drop the pallet on you, and then it's just, what do you do in a chase? You can't do anything during a chase. And that just holds him back, and that's just one of 100 things wrong with Freddy. His strengths, obviously, teleporting, like I said. I feel like if you fake it, you should still keep it. If you fake teleporting, I feel like you should not lose any cooldown. But cooldown killers are just so boring. Next up, we have the pig, and I think she is C tier. I'm going to say that very confidently. Some people think that she's A tier, S tier. Some people think that she's garbage. She is C tier. She's literally like better than Myers, honestly. She's way better than Myers, actually, and better than Doctor. What am I saying? If you go against a bad pig, it's a really fun game. If you go against a really good pig, it's not fun because she'll put a trap on you, and the RNG is just terrible. I've died so many times to RNG, and sometimes I've taken it off first try. I don't know why that is, but I don't really think you can fix that without making her too weak or too strong. So, her dash is something else, I'll tell you that. It's really not as good as people think. Now, if you run the add-ons with her, the two main add-ons, that's what's keeping her from being D tier. If you don't run those add-ons, yeah, D tier. But like the tampered timer and the gearbox or something, I don't remember what that one's called. But I mean, it just changes her from D to C, and I feel like that's very, very something to say if you're better than the Doctor. I mean, it's not hard to be better than the Doctor, but yeah, C tier. Counterplay, if she's using her thing, you run to the right a little bit, and then if it's a good pig, they'll get out of the crouching mode, and then you literally just quickly turn back to the loop, and it's just that simple. But if you get down to her, oh boy, that's when the real fun starts happening with the two add-ons. Next up, we have Wraith, and if there was a tier beneath, like in between C and B, that's where he'd be. So, but do I want to put him next to Bubba? No. He's C tier. He has no in the chase mechanic, is what a lot of people say. He has no pressure on the map, is what a lot of people say. He's F tier, is what people say. I think he's not any of that. Honestly, I think he's C. Because, oh, hold up. I knew I was forgetting to do something. He's right next to the pig. Right next to the pig. Because I think the pig is between B and C, but, I mean, we already did her part. It's just that Wraith, come on, man. Come on, man. He got absolutely destroyed, yes, when Dousey was playing against Oracle. He got absolutely clapped, but that's because it was a good team. Alright, let's start talking about his strengths, though. You can literally go into the bell, sneak up on someone, get that free hit, go back into your bell, and then chase them down. And then you get out of the bell, And what are they going to do? If they're camping at a pallet, you can literally swerve left to right. And what are they going to do once you're at one end of the loop? What are they going to do? If they guess correctly, it's kind of like facing Spirit. Then, you know, you're going to get a pallet dropped on you. But it's just, I don't know why he's so underestimated. But his weaknesses really is that in chase, there's so many counters to him. You can literally, if he's uncloaking, you can vault over something and gain a ton of distance. It's just that simple. Alright. But if you're running his 2 add-ons that make you break stuff faster and reappear, I'd say that's broken. That's literally broken. A tier. But just, I've never run into that. Well, I mean, I have, but come on. Next up is the Clown, and I think he's C tier. Like, it's just in between so much. He's D tier. I was trying to be nice, but he's got bottles that slow you down. Okay, I have a PC, you know. His bottles are so bad. They slow you down a little bit, or I guess it's like 30% it slows you down. But guess what? It doesn't really matter. The only thing is that he's annoying, and he's just so annoying to go against. I'm getting triggered right now. He's so annoying to go against. It is actually pretty sad. It's pretty sad. He throws a bottle. Okay, drop the pallet anyways. He breaks it. There's a bottle on the other side of the loop. Okay, run around it. It's that simple. But sometimes you don't want to run around it, because then that's when he gets the free hit. But then you make a ton of distance again. And then 5 gens pop. So, next up is Spirit. I mean, come on, man. Spirit is S tier. You can phase, mind game, you can literally so much distance. It doesn't have anywhere near as bad of a cooldown as Doctor's main ability does. She passively phases. She's so fast, and that's without considering her cracked add-ons. The speed boost add-ons, the Father's Glasses are alright, but the other iridescent add-on absolutely kills people. And if she's not using that, the recovery add-ons are goated. I'm not really a fan of the charge speed add-ons. I mean, they're decent. The Legion is garbage. He's garbage. Am I wrong? No, I'm not wrong. I'm never wrong. The Legion is absolutely terrible. Terrible, terrible, terrible. He runs around, he hits you, you're injured, okay? You mend, and then do a generator. But the nail in the coffin against him is when you heal up. It wastes your time, yes, but chances are he's chasing someone while you're healing up. Unless you're the last one to get hit. When he hits your teammate and then he goes after you, then your teammates can do what I just said. They can do a generator after they mend. And if they heal up, then they have to get hit again. So, I mean, come on, let's be real here, guys. Stop trying to be nice to the Legion. He's in the chase, okay? Let's say he's in the chase. He runs around. He hits you with his power. Wow. Okay. He leaves. But then let's say he chases you when he's in his power. When he's in his power and you're injured. You loop him. He hits you, but you don't get into the dying state because it puts you into deep wounds. Now, I will say it kind of does throw you off because of the vision from the mending. Okay, so what? It's just... And then what's he gonna do? He has to be in his state where he doesn't have his frenzy. And he's slow. Like, or not slow, but he can't do anything against you. Because you can just loop him. A simple mind game sometimes can't even get you. An advanced one sometimes can't even get you. And he's just an M1 killer at that point. Until he goes back into his frenzy, and he can't down you when he's in his frenzy. He can only down you when he's M1. Next up is the Plag. I think she's in between B and A tier, so we're just going to put her in B tier. Upsides, she can puke on you. You're going to be injured. If you don't mend, then you're a one-shot. And that's kind of like the Legion, except, come on, man, we're talking about the Plague here. We're talking about the Plague. And you have one free pool of devotion. So if she doesn't have the pool of devotion, then she's D tier. Because she can still puke on you, and then as soon as you're broken, hit you. But now that she has the red puke that spawns at the beginning of the game, even if they don't mend, you can snowball and absolutely destroy. It's so good. So much better than Legion, Clown, Myers, and the next guy that's up, Ghostface. Ghostface is really not that bad if you can be in a non-open area. If you're in an open area, you're screwed, and then you get into your cooldown having, let's say, someone 99'd, but you're out of your power. Okay, you get your power back, you can one-hit them, but you don't get your power back for 30 seconds. Now, people will run the recovery add-ons. They will run the recovery add-ons, so it's so OP. It's so OP on him, his best add-ons. So yeah, I will say that he's better than the pig. You know, it's just. But other than that, he's an M1 killer. He's an M1 killer that can crouch, which helps him in loops sometimes. But other than that, he's an M1 killer that can crouch and sometimes one-hit one person if he's lucky and can hit them before getting looped. The Demogorgon, I'd say, is B tier. He's really, really, really not as bad as people think. I don't know why people think he's so bad. His shred, if you're right behind someone, you can hit them, have a shorter cooldown, unless you have save the best for last. If you have save the best for last, you want to M1. But if you don't have save the best for last, then you can shred, hit someone, and then it's shorter recovery than M1ing. So you have that to your advantage. Strategic portals is probably what makes him from D tier, or D tier to B tier. His portals are really, really good. You hook someone, you place down a portal, you teleport to a gen, kick it with pop, and that's without his add-ons. With his add-ons, he is so much better if you use the iridescent add-on. I think it's the Lichen, or it might be the other one. Or what's the one where you can see in the upside down? Come on, it's free seeing. So yeah. Oh, and if you run the whistle add-on, it brings him from B tier to A tier if you run both of them. And then you can bring Undying and Devour, and a Devour on him basically is game over if you can run it right. The Oni is A tier. Boy, oh boy, is he hot garbage in the beginning of the game. He is standard movement speed, I'm pretty sure. He can hit you with his bat, and then you run away and loop him for another 40 seconds. 2 gens are going to pop. But if you can get the add-ons that give you extra blood, and then you get your power, you are going to destroy. If you slug with Oni, then if someone has Unbreakable, they're still screwed, because you can just hit them one time, which should only take 30 seconds, and no gens are going to pop because everyone else is down. Like, let's be realistic, guys. Stop trying to hate on the Oni just because he's not from America. Most of these guys aren't from America, but just because he's from China, or Asia, I mean. He's from Japan. So, Deathslinger I really don't know where to put him. Some say that he's better than Freddy. Some say that he's better than Huntress, which is absolutely not true. I'd say he's better than Ghostface, but his 110 speed hurts so much. If he was 115, I'd say he's A tier. I really do think you'd jump him up 2 tiers. But he's just so not good. What can he do? Okay, you might be asking, even though you probably already played the game. He can shoot you, reel you in, hit you, and then shoot you again, and then you're down. if you run his iridescent coin and you're like me, really good at FPS games, then you're going to murk kids. But it's iridescent. Come on, let's be realistic, guys. It's iridescent. Same thing with Demogorgon. You have to have his iridescent to really rock. But what are his strengths that puts him from being D tier to C tier? Excuse me. What are his strengths? In loops, he can absolutely shred. But his map pressure is so bad. It's terrible. And he has 110. He can't get to gens as fast as Doctor can. Or, pretty sure Ghostface is 115. As Ghostface can. Wraith can. It's just... but he has range. That's why he's better than these guys. Except Pig does have her dash, but come on. It's so easy to counter. Let's be realistic, guys. Next up is Hillbilly, and he's C tier. He really is the best in C tier. Well, yeah, he's the best in C tier. His only problem is that he's so hard to hit around rocks. So people can just run around rocks, and then you're screwed. No, that's my cat. He can chainsaw from far away. Oh boy. And it's so easy to juke him. It's literally so easy. If you're in a narrow space, you're not going to be there long enough for his charge up to hit you. Because his charge up takes a while, so his chainsaw's not going to hit you because it's charge up time. Unless he has charge up add-ons, then he's really strong. I mean, it's just... He went from me being, oh, he's A, and then ever since, like, last year, he's C. Now, Pyramid Head, I'd say he's in between B and A. In between B and A. Or I guess he's A tier, because his Trail of Torment, or, I don't know, I don't even remember what it's called. The Trail or something. Where he leaves the trail in the ground. If you step on it, you're, man, I keep forgetting what it's called. Oh, you're tormented. Huh. Whatever. You're tormented. If he downs you with his sick move that goes through the freaking ground, the Punishment of the Damned, like, it's just so... You're screwed. And if he runs his range add-ons, it's so satisfying. Even if you're the survivor, it's so satisfying to get knocked down. Unless you're trying to win the game. But if you get knocked down, mwah, mwah, mwah. Now, people can spin, and that definitely throws him off, but it's getting a little bit more predictable. And if you're in a narrow tunnel, it's faster than the Hillbilly's chainsaw, except it does hit you for one state of damage. You can hit through stuff, though. Come on, guys. If you think that Hillbilly is S tier, you're so... dumb. Like, that opinion's dumb. You're not dumb. Your opinion's dumb. He can quickly send you to a cage if you're tormented. He can moor you at 2 hooks. That saves him time. So then he can build up map pressure. That's what, like, if he didn't have that map pressure, then I'd say he's actually between B and A. But he's a solid A. He's a solid A. Because he has because he can get map pressure. The Blight is A tier, best in the A tier. Or, I think he's so good he's actually S. I think he's actually so good he's S. He can destroy you through so many loops. Short loops, I'd say he actually has a tougher time on. But really, that's it. And by tougher time, I mean he's going to hit you still through the shorter loops. And in long loops, he's going to be able to use his power. He won't have a tough time using his power in the decently long loops. Because he can bounce off of, like, let's say a rock. And then he can lethal rush and hit you. What are you supposed to do against that? He has more than a full lunge on it. And he's fast. He's Hillbilly on crack. He's literally on something. I didn't read his backstory. The twins are... You can make the twins possibly B tier, but I'd say that overall she's, yeah, let's put her in B tier. I want to be a little bit nice. Victor, well, let's say you hit someone, you have Victor, you unleash him, knock someone. Okay, cool. But if you miss, then he can just be stepped on. What do you do now? You chase the survivor. Oh, you're M1. M1 killer. Oh, you unleash Victor again. You try to hit a survivor. Oh, you actually knock them. 3 gens pop. Well, I'd say at least 1 gen would pop. If it's being solo worked on. But as soon as you hook them, yeah, 3 gens are popped. It's just so time wasting. But there's so many fun strategies you can do. With Devour Hope, you can proxy camp your Undying Totem and your Devour Totem. That's the best thing you can do with twins if you're gonna be cheesy. Man. Oh, it just looks so wrong to put her in A tier too, because you know that she's not as good as everyone thinks she is. A lot of people don't think she's good, but there's very specific few, who I shall not name, that think that she's S. Trickster. Used to be garbage. I think it needs its own tier. Wait, what did I just do? What? Oh. And then move that down. Okay. So there we go. Trickster needs his own tier, but he's not getting one. Unless you can add a row. He's a Trickster tier. He's a Trickster tier. 44 knives is so bad. And it takes 30 knives to do your main ability. Why wouldn't they just make it 60 knives with 30 to hit 30? Like 60 knives that you have, you know, is what I'm trying to say. And then it takes 30 knives to get your main ability. Why can't it just be that simple? I mean, short loops, they can crouch behind rocks in your 110. But so you'll barely hit them. If they're out of your line of sight, it's like Nurse, but way worse. And plus, you're slower. Or not, okay, no, you're not slower, but she can teleport. You have to be slower throwing your knives. It's just, come on. Trapper, S tier. Psych, I lied. Garbage tier. The Trapper is hot trash. Seriously hot trash garbage. If he could start with one more trap, he'd be C tier. But he's so bad. He's literally so bad. Half the time you don't even get to use your power. You're literally 115 M1 killer that can place traps in strategic ways to get a few downs. But, I mean, he's worse than Legion. Come on, man. Like, he's so bad. And he may be like the fastest killer that you can be, except no, because the Spirit can be faster, the Blight can be faster, Oni can be faster, Billy can be faster, he can be faster with his lunge attack. It's just, there's so many better options. The Clown can be faster. Like, come on. Next up we have the Nurse, also garbage. No, she's not. She's better than the Spirit. I don't know who thinks that she's worse than Spirit, or better than Spirit, I mean. Or, yeah, worse than Spirit. Spirit is not as good, because, first off, she can't go through windows, she can't go through anything, she has to go around it. And she only gets that one hit, and then she needs to recharge her power. The Nurse gets her blinks back so fast. So fast. And it's kind of satisfying to hit those blinks. I'm a really good, or I'm a decent Nurse. I'm above average. I'm really good with Spirit too, when I used to play her on console. It's just she's so much better because she has more opportunities. And then the last killer, the Nemesis, is worse than better than Doctor. The zombies are come on, they're a joke on how good they can be, but also how bad they can be. I don't really think that they can get that bad, but like when they're at their worst, oh, it's painful. It's painful. You can get no value out of the zombies. But his whip is so strong if you can keep hitting your tentacles. But his map pressure is not there. That's the problem. His map pressure is not there. Not there at all. It's just, where is his map pressure? Tell me. Where his map pressure is. Exactly. Oh, I guess a zombie can proxy camp generator. Good for you. Alright, that's going to wrap up the almost 30-minute video, probably. I'll be posting as often as I can if I actually enjoy playing this game, which I am now, since I just went on a spree of buying like 3 more. I bought him and him just now, and trust me, they're really fun. They're just not good. So, catch ya.